Good afternoon, guys. It's a 4:48 p.m. Today is Monday, July 25th. So let's start with the pre-market notes. Okay. So ES 6540, right? NQ 394, 374, 427, right? That was the Friday's closing remark levels. Okay. And then this is the important information for entire this week, so lots of earnings, FOMC, all this thing is going on. It may be frustrating price action for day traders, right? That means I'm telling you not to trade a lot. Unless you see something very good, then you can trade. Otherwise, just take a day off, or entire week off, right? Because it will be frustrating. So here I am giving you the example also, based on the earnings, right, results. But so this may happen. Apple, watch this area. You can see it today. What Apple did today. Last 3 days, ES made a higher high, lower high. NQ made a higher high, similar lows. That's observation, right? I'm not telling you anything here. I'm just giving you the information what I'm seeing it. Okay. ES 38, 39, 80, 89, right? That became the high of the day today, right? 39, 59, 68, 65 the areas to watch. Either one will give you one trade for the either side, right? So, and then ideally I want to see buyers holding it above 68, right? If it breaks below, at least some sellers will be there, right? And they are there from 80, 89. That's how you plug in the puzzles, right? Pieces of the puzzle. So we know at least based on this, above 68 some buyers are there, below 68 against these sellers, and below 68 these sellers are there, and some more sellers will be there, right? NQ, same thing, 443, 427, holding it above, some buyers, below, some more sellers, that's all. And Russell, all about this area, and Russell pretty much held this area, so some buyers are there, right? Gold, I wrote a story here, right, that there is why there is no story for crude, basically, right? Because it's a useless to trade, right? That's why you can read through these things, why I stopped putting notes for crude. So this note is not the note, is this note is there to let you know why I am not putting a note for crude. Gold, we talked about already. So gold is not trustworthy, all these things we talked about this morning, right? But these are the areas, right, now due to the failed breakdown, right? So, and gold started going down, below. Now it is starting holding below 1720, right, and 15. But doesn't mean that sellers are in control. They have to basically go below all this support. Till then, buyers will be there. 411, 436 are the dream numbers. Okay. So now we know the story from here, right? I'm going to scroll up again. 411, 436 dream numbers, right? So 411, so which is, let me put a dotted line here, right? I didn't do the dotted line here. 411 and 436, right? Dream numbers, very powerful. You can see this opening thrust from this dream number. See my point? They are very powerful. Every day they work. But anyway, so I was trading till only 10 o'clock today, so which is right around this point, and then I had to go to doctors, to take my son, so I left, right? So here I left, so I only traded this much, and whatever happened after that, it was not even worthy to trade. That price action was not worth to trade, and you can see it after that. Balance, right? So idea today was, so what we discuss in pre-market voice today is, idea today is fade, fade day, so that means, so it's kind of fade day today, equal to price is not going anywhere. Okay, that means you can do counter trend today, that is, but you have to be very careful because you are going against the trend, right? So you have to be very picky in your location, and then you can do counter, but you can have to take profit next level, next level up or down. You can't hold it for a moon or earth. That is what we discuss in Discord. Next level, you bail up basically, so, or fed day, right? So right of the open, so I took the trade right here, so, and you know why? Because of the dream number, so price open right here, somewhere right here, at the 427 level or somewhere here, right? And then it came down. So then I was watching this, right? So it is coming down, 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 some balancing, and then straight down here from here, right? Dream number being dream number, see here also I said there is more probability that price will go back, come to dream number, so I took the trade right here, and I knew at that point it could be a Fed day today, right? So that means if price started the moving downwards from here, and if this dream number holds, right, because it's against the counter, right? It's a counter trend, Fed day, then price can easily go back up to here, or maybe up to this dream number, possibility is there, high probability, right? And my stop was right below it, so when it went higher, right, from here it went to this, right? Here I build out first contract here and the second here. That's pretty much it, so I got basically, two contracts. So one contract I added first time, second time when I see, so if you look at it in 1 minute, right, the price was like choppy little bit, slight pause is there, so I added another one, and then basically I bailed out both here. So I got 20 times 20 plus 20, 40 points, $800, right? And that was why I was happy with it. My trade was over here, my trading was over even, because I knew I have to go to the doctor place, right? So after that I did not take any trade, and then I was expecting here price to go higher, okay, go through these levels at this point, it's a Fed day, right? At least go back up to here somewhere and then come down, and then do ping pong, all these things, right? So yes, and another reason was bullish disconnect, so for this long also, but it was like flick of a second of the open, and then you realize that it's a bullish disconnect, okay? So because price was trading below yesterday's closing and the AD was still, positive, around zero means it's positive, and then later in the day here second time it was a strong bullish disconnect. See here you can see it plus 580, while price is trading, almost, 6, 7, 8 points below yesterday's closing. Is it supposed to be negative right here, but it was positive, so it was a clear divergence also, there was a bearish, not only bullish disconnect, but there was a bearish AD divergence, sorry, bullish AD divergence right here, see that, and here also, right around this 1026 or so. At that time NQ was testing, I think, 300 area. Yes, see that. So 300 area is the exchange area, and that's a long time pending target for the sellers, and it's an exchange area, and then price came down after breaking Friday's low, while ES is still holding above Friday's low. So it was a kind of a divergence based on those lows, and then somebody even shorted it here, right? That was a good short here actually, because price came through. First time it defended, right? Second time price went through this 343. Obviously someone is going to flip it, right? So here there was a good short, but the problem is you can't look for a moon, earth, it's a Fed day, so you are better off doing a counter, right? Unless you see something very good to the trend side, right? So when price went down straight to 300, right, and ES was here diverging, right, it was still at this low, whatever the last low from Friday, I guess, right, and then it was a divergence here, right, and look at momentum, there was no minus 600 or anything, right, despite this down move. But on the way up you can see how many times it went above plus 400, okay? But on the way down only one time. That means some buyers are still there going to defend, that's why you can go long here, see that. And it was exchange area too, right? Combining all this thing, 300, somebody will buy it back to at least, some points here. So that's why this was a long, but you can't hold it for more. Next level up means here to here, that's it. See here, there is arrow there, and then maybe here was best case scenario, right? But that is all you can expect. The moment you take either this trade, see this was an opening trade also, based on this Fed day, the way I said for 15, you can go long in ES also 60. You already know now, if you are in Discord, you know the importance of 60, right? So you can go back, target this 65, 67 and call it a day off, right? See, the idea was not to trade entire day, even though if you choose to take trade, one trade, because it's going to be tough day going into the day even, right? Even before So you can only do one trade. If it is positive, then deal. If it's negative, also be done deal. So these are the trades, very good trades. After that, whatever happened, these things, I'm just walking you through it. But I really do not want to discuss all these things, because I know I'm going to discuss the garbage here, and we have to find the trade here, right? Literally after this point onwards, there was no trade, even though all this rejection happened and all these things, right? See, I can personally, I can trade entire this price action, at every bounce, all these things I can pretty much trade back and forth, right? So for example, I can show you, so look at here, balance, right? Breakdown, I can short right here at 300. I know this area is important, so the moment price went through it, I can short. And then I know 270. See here in Discord, I said 270 to 235 could be the low of the day. So knowing that information, right, at least I know two things can happen. If the price is going to go towards 270, 235, and after that either is going to hold it or go a little bit in between that range and then bounce back up, if my statement is correct of the low of the day, right? So based on that, you can even short based on that statement, and this you can even short here, target somewhere here 270, and then you can look for long if you see price pausing, right? And you can see it 1 2 3 4 5 attempts, right? Then it went up here again 300, right? And then again somebody sold it, fine. Then again it came down, right? And then now you want to see it going down, but instead traveling higher, went about this 289, right, which was intraday support right here. So you can see it small, right? So you can go long, or you can wait for price to go back above 300, and then here you can go long, right? So right here you can go long right here, see? So I can trade, and this was during the algos, right? But so we are not supposed to trade here, but I'm just telling you that I can trade personally, if I want to trade, but it's a garbage overall. That is what you want to consider, same thing here. See, I can take little points here and there, all these things, back and forth. Even here there was a trade also, right? See, here there was a nice breakout. See, right here, right? Looks like price wants to go to moon now. See, after this point, price wants to go to moon, right? Because it's balanced, and now it broke out, correct? But remember my statement. See, these are the days, this kind of days you have to remember my statements of what I am saying in the morning, that price is not going anywhere. Do not trust the price action. Remember, I said clearly in the morning, do not trust the price action, right? So even though if you trust it, you have to manage it, your stop loss, and you do not want to give more than few points against you, correct? So let's say you do not want to supposed to trust the price action, right? But now in this case, it broke out about this, everything looks good, but then you can see it, area was barely it's below zero, right? Here also, but then yes, it was, like what time it was, 12:48, right here. So this was little bit positive, right? And ES looks like it wants to go to moon, and then NQ broke out, right? We became sentimental, and then we took the long. Let's say you took the long, right? Remember, I also said take the pullback long, not the breakout long, right? But let's say you got senti and then you went long here, right? But remember, then I said you have to manage it tightly, right? So when you took the long here, right, and then your stop would be then has to be below VWAP, right here. So 10 points, 391, 392 was a long, and maybe 10, 12 points, stop loss. The moment you got stopped out here, you have to assume something is off. Whatever Rakesh was saying may be right, right? Now, since you stopped out, right, you observe the price that, okay, I got stopped out here, and now, price is rotating around this VWAP, right? but also it is holding my stop out point. See here, my entry point, right? 391 was my entry, and you can see it is holding their entry, right, as a resistance, not as a support, right? And here also it is holding some random number, 377 or so, correct? Fine, but at least you know now something is gonna happen, right? And then look what happened. See here, it broke below it, right? And then what happened? It went to this VWAP, right, where you got stopped out here, right? So, and then look what happened. Somebody shorted it again, right? So here there was your short, not after looking at this, but you know at least by this information that it broke through it, and now it touched these things and then come down, take out this, you short. Your target is this, you know, and you bail out here, right? Then you don't do anything, you let it go, you know. Now and then when it comes here, you do the same thing, right? Balance breakdown, right? Put your stop here. See my point? So I can discuss all this price action entire day, even though it's a garbage. You're not supposed to trade, but you know, now I can talk about NQ, all these things, right? ES, it's a garbage means garbage. You're not supposed to touch ES because ES doesn't move that fast. You know, NQ does move. So NQ may give you some points, but ES in the garbage, it will not give you a point unless you are fading it from the top and bottom, right? So like here, you go long, right here, you go long, right? Those are the trades you want to take. In ES, you don't want to do middle, like small balance in the middle and then breakdown, you take the trade. No, you know, ES you have to avoid it. And anyway, ES you can't short it. See, NQ you can because it held below zero line entire day, right? And you know already that I told you that NQ has more sellers compared to ES, right? So ES, when you want to short, you have to be careful. Longs you can take it, but ES, look at this area, entire day stayed above zero, so ES has a bias in it, you know. So ES you can't short it, you have to take a longs from the bottom, you know. So that's how the day ended today, you know. But really it's a garbage, so I can't help you out here a lot, right? Unless I already told you though in the morning that day is going to be like that, right? So there is no point of me even talking deeply about all these levels and all these things, right? But anyway, I tried my best to give you some trades here to show you, right? Now let me talk about Mboxwave, which is also same thing. Mboxwave also is the same damn thing, you know. Ideally the same thing, you know, but then, you know, based on the levels you can make a case of it, right? So let me show you. So this is Mboxwave, right? So I'm gonna go walk through you very quickly here, right? Because you have to listen to my the previous 17 minutes before this video, you know, before this section, that why, you know, the idea was today like not going anywhere kind of price, fading is the idea today, right? And if you know all these things before going into the day, you know, even before going into the day, yes, then you know how to line up your trades, you know, where to take profit and all these things, how to not get fooled by the price action, right? So but anyway, now I'm not going to talk about the levels here, but these were my levels, 1 2 3 lines here. So I just made it a one zone here, okay? Now you know this area is a Globex low, 384. So I'm gonna draw a line for you right here. You know, it's everybody knows this is a Globex low, right? It's not something like that I have to give. I'm giving you, right? It's everybody knows these things, but not a lot of many people know this importance of these levels, you know. So but anyway, so these were my dream numbers, you know, very powerful numbers. So I was watching this thing. So now let's talk about Mboxwave here, right? So now you can see it, price was going higher here, right? And then here it broke out about this balance, right? And it broke out and then it was moving higher before open, right? And then suddenly somebody decided to short based on this algo, and then you can see it 1 2, you know, 3 4 5 algos even before open, right, to the sell side. Now, suddenly what happened to this bias, right? So much buying power, and then suddenly it just, you know, something changed, right? So at least at this point, you know, some sellers are trying, but then you also know that these buyers are also active, right? It could be a pullback, you know, from here to here into this good support, right? So that's why I took this long here, you know, at 415 413 area. Even though knowing that these sellers are active, I faded against this algo. Remember the idea was fade day today, So if you listen to my previous minutes in my regular video, then you know the idea was fade day, right? And I know my dream numbers are powerful, so I took the long here, but I knew also these sellers are active, so the idea was next level up or down, you take profit, right? So for this thing, next level up was closing up 427 and 436 pretty much, right? So I built out here at 436, so I had two contracts, 20 points each, 40 points profit, 800 bucks, and I had to go to doctor place, as I already said, right? 10 o'clock. So I was done here in 5-minute bar. I was done. In this bar itself, I was done in one bar. That's it, 40 points, bottom to top, and I was done, right? So after that, I did not trade it, okay? But I'm going to explain you what happened. So now you know this is a Globex low. From here, that was the last point from buyers were active, right? And then they balanced it here and go higher. And then you can look at this, right? This sellers overpowered these buyers, right? Price sliced through it. See here, it defended my dream number, went to another dream number, 436. That was another dream number, and then got a rejection from there, sliced through 415 again. That means sellers are in control at that point in time, knowing this thing selling, right? You know, and it broke below this. You know, at this point sellers are in control, at least at that point in time. Now you know price is not gonna go anywhere also, right? So even though it goes down, it's not gonna move a lot. That's why you can see somebody faded right here, even below this area, right? But that's, you're not supposed to randomly fade from any levels unless it's a level, right? Unless you have a line at 370, yes, you can fade it. Otherwise, let it go, right? But if price goes back up into this area, now you can choose to short based on Mboxwave, not based on these levels though, okay? Based on this level, this could be a price not going anywhere idea from here. Somebody faded it, so it means it may go back up here also, So based on my method, no short here. Now based on the levels, yes, you can short. Even with my method also, you can even short based on the level purely, okay? But you have to take profit at Globex low. That is the condition. Next level down, right? So 389 here, you have to bail out. Here there is a high probability that somebody will short it. Why? Because this were the good areas, and this were, this is the area where all this buying occurred earlier, right? And now price sliced through it. Somebody is going to be pissed off, and that's why they may flip their position, and then it may go down. But then somebody can buy it again back up here, right? Because the idea was price is not going anywhere, right? Again, I'm repeating this statement. So you take the profit here, and now you call it a day off. That is what I said to all the members. So this could be a short, right? And then now you can't take the long here, because now you know these sellers are still active from here, right? And then this is like middle of nowhere right now, right? So you can't take a long here, but you can take a profit and see what's going on next, right? Then next step was, you can see price again touched it here in the same bar, came down, right? And then it tried to go down and made a new low even. See, now at this point, you know some sellers are still active and they are not done yet. So when price back up again 389, which is Globex low, now you can even short there, or you can wait for this lows to be taken out. 1, 2, see this around 360, 370 area, right? So that's where the upthrust came, right? So here you can short here or even here. See, if you look at 1 minute, probably in 1 minute somewhere around here, this area. So let's see 10:05 to 10:15, you may see a trade there. Hold on, let me see. 10:05 to 10:15. See this area, right? Here UT signal, right? Then -10. Then we have a breakdown here. Here +21. This is this one. Not enough buying though, right? And you can see this much selling going on, right? See this thing, right? And then you have algo, correct? From 370. Look at the beauty of it, right? And then you can short, right? Or you can short even here at this pullback cargo, right? So that's why I said, right, you may see something in 1 minute, right? So that's, you have to time it. Then it went to 343. This is 300 level. This is my exchange area level, very powerful level. So you bail out, right? Either here or 343, whatever you want to bail out, right? and then you can see somebody just had order sitting there. That's why it bounced like this, right? So at least you know somebody bought it, right? And they're gonna defend it. So now price already reached 300, and ES I think reached 50 or so. So you have to wait. And now further selling, it is unlikely not gonna happen. That is the idea. Price is not gonna go anywhere after looking at this. It is unlikely it will go too much down. So you look for longs now. But for that you need price to show you something, right? So here you can see price try to held it this area. Let's see this area pretty much, right? See here this line basically 319 or so, right? So it tried to break down here, couldn't. Here also it tried but failed, tried, failed, and then somebody bought it. At least you know this line is important, right? And then when price tried to go higher, somebody shorted it again this area, right? And this is where your 1 minute short came, right? Another one probably you will see it there, right? But this is not the idea to short now. Short is done now pretty much. By looking at this, you have to go with the contextual bias, bigger picture, right? By looking at this, you can't just, today is not a good day anyway for me to explain you Mboxwave, because I knew it's not gonna do anything drastic, even though there are signals, but you have to avoid it. But anyway, so when price went down here, right? See here it went, now finally it went through this 319 or 20, right? This line which we just drew, it went through it, and there is algo, small algo here, right? The dot, right? So now you expect price to hold below this line. Simple, right? It is that simple. It's not complicated to think, right? So does it mean you short here? No, you just expect price to go down and then give you some signals, right? So and then, but here you can see it. See that there was a divergence, right? And there was a little selling. But if you look at the candle size itself, it's a way too big. Looks like it wants to go towards today itself, but there is no selling here. So here you can say effort no result, or vice versa, right? Because there was effort here, but here no result, in selling, right? So the selling was lacking selling, right? And here, despite all this selling, the damn thing couldn't break down. And now here with little selling, it broke down. Man, something is off, But anyway, let it go down, right? And then what happened? Next bar, small candle, right? Touched this area. Second time, try to go higher. That was your long setup right there. See? So I can steal this kind of longs, in this environment, because it's a fading idea. Now this was your confirmation. You have to think reverse now, right? So if you look at 1 minute, around 11:20, right? Let's see, 11:20:25. Let's see if there is a trade here. Our line was, and always, guys, I had a phone call in between. So but anyway, so we were left, I forgot the link what I was explaining, but I think this line, right? So I was explaining this line 319, right? Probably this line, right? I guess probably, yes. See this 319, so that was a long right here, which is around here, right? See this line, price went through it, there was a nice breakdown here, right? Price went down, and then there was a delta here, right? Minus 253, looks like good supply compared to this, right? But and then there was a selling here, right? But overall you can look into this. Remember the first thing I said, Mboxwave is not a good tool today, right? For these things, for me to explain you, because I know the day is not going to be good, right? It's going to be back and forth. There will be false signals, right? So you have to read through it here, so this real-time support and resistances will help you out, right? And you can ignore this, right? So to me it was exhaustion here, and somebody who bought it here, see here it should have done it, kept it below 328. When you see these things going up, right? And obviously there will be a seller here. So I am not concerned about this down move, but I am concerned more about whether there is a follow through. So here this time it went through 320 again, right? They better hold it here. The moment you see this pop back up, that means you go long right here, and you can see it, this follow through. So in any time, so and then you can just trade this way entire day, like this. There are lines you have to draw it, because the day is not easy. It's a frustrating day. If you look through my notes today, I said it would be a frustrating day for day traders for entire this week, not today. So, but there are trades, I can trade entire day like this, back and forth, and without even losing money. So, but anyway, and that be all for today.